I'll give it to you in a second. I just have to mention it, I have to read it. All right. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Today's shir is sponsored Lili Nishmas, Rino Shira, Bas, Michal, Yonas and Meir Eliezer, V'chava Dalia, Rani Joy. Here, go ahead. I'm not going to make any comments. We appreciate people that sponsor. This person probably never went to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, right? Rina Shira. All right. Zok the Gemara. Nah, we got. What? My daughter's name is Rina. I like Rina. This one, unfortunately, got cut off a little bit, the email. I'm going to have to make it up as I go along. It's from Daron Kornbluth. No relation to Chaim and his father, though we joke about it. So you know the guy? Oh! Who? Not you. Oh, hey, okay, I got it. So he's not here today. I wonder why. No, because he's here. He's in Chachmei Lublin doing the daf. Who is it again? Okay, somebody over there. You're on Kornbluth. I'm not good with the names. A new guy?
No, he's been coming for a few months.
A few years. I just don't know who he is.
Came back at Khalifa.
Erase, restart. Anyways, he says like this.
He has a lot to share.
Of course. I know who he is.
First guys.
Really? The wrong Kornbluth. I know who he is. All right. He says he's a regular here. He hadn't planned on emailing but couldn't resist. He comes to Poland regularly. Visiting Lublin is different this time. Learning the daf and the mismerj of Chachmei Lublin is special to say the least. Whether it was the yeshiva, there's a couple words cut off in the beginning of the line. Where Daf Yomi of Meir's goal was to raise the glory of Torah. In our own way, this is what you and all of us are all trying to do, bringing Torah back to its rightful place at the center of life and of our, Yishikoyach Doron. All right, so that's him. In Chachmei Lublin. This is a better. Yeah. Givaldic. Do not go to you, go to him. All right, here comes from our friend Nachum Horvitz from Baltimore.
You understand we don't stand there waiting for another burn.
A burn. What's going on with burn? I don't know if he's real. If he's real, let him send another one.
I think it's a lady.
A good Erev Shabbos to you and the entire global and local Chabura. Seder Gdima Lebrachos is a very complex sugya. Baruch Hashem, I was able to get some extra time to get ahead of the curve as the weather made today's commute much longer than usual. I have a few rayas that he's right. Here he is in his commute, and here's the daf. Now the question is, why is he watching a shir while he's driving? And there's an answer. The answer is in the picture. If you look closely at his speedometer, it's at 0. So, Mela, when you're at 0, it's very highly recommended to turn on the shir. I had the schus to learn this sugya be'iyon when I was with Rav Yisachar friend shir 30 years ago. Wow, Rav Yisachar friend is giving shirim for 30 years? Wow. The photos and charts you provide is also enhancing my limud, as I have taken the opportunity to review the notes and shirim from a friend as we travel through these blocked. I'd like to add that you and your support crew, what does this word say over here?
Yeoman's job. Yeoman's job.
Panovich, a graduate. I'd like to add that you and your support crew are doing a yeoman's job in getting the various deliverables out to the oilam. And he says, I have no complaints. Because I got an email from our Rosh Chabur from Manchester. It's not all the Manchester guys, it's one guy. I'm just kibitzing around here. It's all good. All the Manchester guys are Gavaldik. And with that, let's go. Let's jump into the sugya today. Yes. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Moshe Metzger from? Muncie, another Muncie guy. We just lost our Muncie guest that was here like for 2-3 weeks. How long? 6 weeks? White House. What was the name? White House. All right. Another Muncie guest. Uba Hashemesh v'zarach Hashemesh. One leaves, the other one comes in. Gevaldik. Zogt. We're holding Daf Mem Beis Amud Aleph. Yaakov says we're holding by Rav Huna, so he probably knows what we're talking about. Rav Huna ochal Tleisar Riftei. Rav Huna ate 13 breads of kisnin. We're talking about pas haba bekisnin. He ate 13 breads. Some people say this is a guzma, because look at the amount. He ate 13 b'nei tlasa bekava. If you take each kav, a kav is 24 eggs, and each bread, 3 breads made a kav. So basically each bread was 8 beitzim. That makes a lot of sense, because we said pras is a half of a loaf, and a loaf is 8 eggs, right? A pras, a half a loaf is 4 eggs. B'kitzur, these are the type of breads we're dealing with, 2 sudas. So he ate a total of 104 eggs worth. Huge amount. Other places in Shas it says that Rav Huna was a smaller kind of guy. So to say that he ate 104, so some people say Tleisar also is in the Guzma department. And we're going to have a lot of Guzmai soon. Tomorrow's daf especially. What? No, Kisnin. Kisnin, who says is middle Suda? Kisnin is Kisnin. Omar Leir, you will see, Omar Leir Rav Nachman, Adi Kafna, Avalei Baruch. He didn't make a bracha. What bracha are we talking about? He didn't make a Birkas Hamazon. He ate all that, and he didn't make a Birkas Hamazon. Omar Leir Rav Nachman, Adi Kafna, what's going on here? Aren't you full from all this? Says the Gemara, Ella kol shachirim koivin olav suda tzarich levarech. So the halacha is that anything other people make a sudan, you have to make a bracha. You have to make a birkas hamazon. So, benegeh to us, here's a little cute chart. Where's Ruvain today? Uh-oh. Yeah, listen, it's good stuff. Chocolate cake. If you eat 4 eggs worth, l'chayra, you have to make hamaitzi. Has anybody ever went to a kiddush and really pounded that cake? Has anybody ever made a hamaitzi on cake? You have, okay. Why? It's a Sephardi thing? Like Sephardim know about this halacha? It's a halacha, I'm serious. Who's Kaveh Suda? I'm thinking about it, because I think I can't tell you how many times I went to Nechama's bakery, bought myself a bunch of rugelach and Berachos, and just finished the whole thing before I got to Shul, to Koil, and I should have made a hamaitzi probably. That's just the halacha. If you eat a 4 kibbutz, it's not so much.
You want Kaveh Suda?
It doesn't matter. If I know that I'm going to eat it, that's a Kaveh Suda. That's what we're talking about. What's Kaveh Suda? Eating 4 eggs worth. Not deciding in your mind, oh, I'm making a Shabbos meal. Kaveh Suda means I'm going to eat that amount.
You're not eating 4 eggs worth, but you're being Kaveh Suda on a plane, right? The meal is not 4 eggs worth, and you're being Kaveh Suda. On Mezainis,
it's that much Mezainis? 4 eggs worth?
Not 4 eggs worth. But you're being Kaveh Suda. That's what I'm saying. There's something called Kaveh Suda.
All right.
It's a decision.
Yeah.
So he's saying, no, I'm just on the way, I'm eating, but it's a lot. But you also need in your mind that
I can't even hear you. I can't hear, whatever. What's the psak in London?
We have the psak that if you have a meal on the airplane,
Yeah.
right, then irrespective of how much is,
You have to make hamaitzi.
if you're Kaveh
So in London they pass that if you have a meal on a plane, no matter how much it is, that is a suda, you see. But anyways, I'm not talking about a kviya suda. I'm talking about the amount of 4 kibbeitzim. Kol shachim koivin al suda. If people say I'm going to sit down to this and eat my ragalach, my cake, why don't you make hamaitzi on cake?
Because it's not a Suda.
Okay, but if you eat that amount, you eat mamish, a crazy amount.
On the road, I don't know if it's like, you have to like...
So on the road, we'll see in a second how that. But only that's something else, different Allah. Fine. Zok the Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda have osik le'lebrei. Bei Rabbi Yehuda bar Chaviva. Rabbi Yehuda made a shidduch with another Rabbi Yehuda bar Chaviva. His son got married to Rabbi Yehuda bar Chaviva's daughter. So during the whole party situation going on beforehand, there's some sort of party going on. Aisel kamayu pas habo bekisnin. So they brought this pas habo bekisnin. He also Shaminu the Komevarchi Amoitzi. He overhears them saying Amoitzi. So now we're going to discuss what bracha Rishoni do you make. Amar Luhu, my tzitzi koshamano, Dilma Amoitzi lechmin haaretz komevarichtu. I hear tzitzi. In other words, I hear Hamoitzi. I hear the end of the word. What's going on here? Like the other day we had also a sound. Tuch tuch. Tuch, oh, gewaldig. What else? What else? In Shas, anybody?
Oui.
Tip. I don't know. I'm sure there's other ones. Fine. What? Who? Dak. Okay. Dilma hamoitzi lechem min haaretz kama berichtu. What are you doing here? Why are you saying hamoitzi on Patsa Baba Kisnin? Amirlei in, yes, the senior of Muna, Omar Mishum Rabbi Yehuda. This is not Rabbi Yehuda, this is Rabbi Yehuda. From the Tanoim. Patsa Baba Kisnin mevarech aleo hamoitzi. Yes, we're doing the right thing. V'omar Shmuel, halachik Yeremina. Even Shmuel passing like that. You read it wrong, and that's in fact halacha. You don't make hamoitzi. You said, you yourself said the name of Shmuel. These lachmaniyot are pasabah b'kisnin, and you can make an eruv on them, with them. How can you make an eruv if it's pasabah b'kisnin? Must say that it's something that it's a suuda. You said you should make a hamoitzi on pasabah b'kisnin. Shani Asam, the Kavas to the Sayu Alayu, the person is decided to eat it as a Suda, and Memela it becomes Hamaitzi. Aval Heichad the Kavas to the Sayu Alayu Loi. So now, what do we have from this whole sugya? Other than that, it's my most fearful word in Shas, Pasabah Kisnin. So we have like this, if I can remember, because I didn't really jot it down. We have the Shittas, I think it's Rabbeinu Chananel, that says Pas Haba B'Kisnin is actually a kiss. He holds it's a pocket. Pas Haba B'Kisnin, so as we're... What? Look at the busha. Rabbi Isai, Menachem is our fill-in Magid together with Noam Fix. And because of him, I have to say like this. First of all, his wife is Eishes Chayil. She, without discussing with her husband, she went behind his back and she decided to throw him a little surprise birthday here. So she's a part of the daf. What? The Shver. Oh. The father of the Eishes Chayil is here. He's a regular every night. The Dak, check out his sefer, his book on. He wrote a book on what is it called on the Ibra Chodesh. Bekitzer, one of those most complicated books in the world. Only geniuses understand it and could write such a book. Bekitzer, but she said not to embarrass him and not to do anything in public. But I realized that now is my chance. Because of him, I needed to prepare an extra hour every day because of all his hours that he gives me, and he puts me in my place. So it's my time for a little nekama. So happy birthday, Menachem. Yishkoyach. All right, Yishkoyach to Yeshua. So where are we? So we have Rabbeinu Chananel that says Pasabah B'Kisnin is a pocket. It's a roll. You know they have this in New York. They even sell it here in Best or whatever. It's a roll that inside you have like a pocket of something. What? Like the onion rolls. So you have nuts and honey, all these delicious things. That's one shita. You have the Rambam that says that it's dough that's nilash. It's dough it's made with eggs and oil and honey and that sort of thing. That's pretty much what Rashi was discussing, that the main ingredient is sweets versus flour. And then finally you have the shita of, I forgot who it is, another Rishon that says it's more like flaky dough. It's like a cracker. It's a harder thing. So what do you do with all these shitas? Because brachas are d'Rabbanan, so if you know for a fact you're going to be kaveh su'uda, you make hamaitzi and birkas hamazon. But if you're not going to be kaveh su'uda, since it's a bracha, you make a mezainis on all three of these products. The nilosh with the apple juice or all the good stuff, the one that has a pocket inside, and the flaky dough and the crackers, you make a mezainis and alamich. Says the Gemara. We're going to have a discussion now about Hesach Hadas in a Suda. If you're in a Suda, the Suda is over, basically. You decided or you showed that the Suda is over. The halacha is that you can no longer eat anymore. If you want to eat, you have to make another bracha. But what's the gather of a Suda being over? How do you know that the Suda is over? Says the Gemara, Papa, Iklil be Rav Huna be Rav Nasan. It's not my fault if we go over because I can't see the time. Okay. Way further over there because of the, Shkoyach. So Rav Huna went to the Rav Huna Bereder Rav Nasan. Both the garments of the Sayu, they were done. So they tested him out, I guess. They brought him more food. Shakar Rav Papa, without making a bracha, Rav Papa went and ate it. Amarle, I fooled you. The halacha is, once the Suda is over, you decide it's over, you're not allowed to eat. Amalu, salik itmar. You didn't understand it. It means if I remove everything from the table, or some say, in those days they had these little small tables. Every person had their own private table. If you move that away, that's a signal that the meal is over. Nothing happened. We didn't move the food. The meal was over. Now you brought more food. I'm going to eat. Rava Reb Zera Iklu Lebei Reish Galusa. They went to the Adar to the Reish Galus. Labasa de Saliku Takim Kamayu Shazru Ristana. So they took the table away. That should be a sign, according to Rav Papa, that the meal is over. And now they bring in another portion. Lebei Reish Galusa. Shirayim from the Rebbe. Where's the Reish Galus? I don't know. He's not there. He's in the Reish Galus. Yeah, he's in the palace. He's in a different. He doesn't eat with Rava. So Mela Rava Achel. Reb Zera lo Achel. Reb Zera was concerned that the meal is over. I have to make another bracha. Amarle Leisavel Amar Salik Osam Lechel. Reb Zera tells Rava, "How are you eating? You ready? They already moved everything away." Amarle Ana Anataka the Reish Galusa Samchinon. So here's another halacha within halacha. Yes, if I remove the table, my meal is over. But if I'm eating by somebody else's house, so my das goes on the balabayis. And the balabayis, I know he could take out food anytime, especially the Reish Golos. You never know when more food is coming out. So Mela, I was never Mesiach das for my Suda. The first bracha I made is enough for the food that comes later on. Omarav, Harogel b'shemen, a third shita. Harogel b'shemen, shemen makfai. People had a minhag to wash their hands with oil to get rid of all the smells and whatever, the food. So Mela, the signal that the meal is over is the oil. Until that point, even if you move a table away, you move all the food away, you say the meal is over, I didn't wash my hands with oil. So the meal continues. Like us, that we use this oil. So oil, up until oil, I could eat whatever I want. All these three don't count. There are three immediate things that you have to do right away. When it comes to a carbon, you have to lean. The balabais leans on the head of the head of the animal with all his weight, and immediately, as the pasuk says, you do shchita, so you don't wait. No hefsek. Techev l'geula tefila, right after Gal Yisrael, you must start Shemon Esrei, no schmoozing, no anything. And here comes the one that's for our sugya. Techev l'netilas yadayim bracha. Right after Mayim Achroinim, you have to bench. So Memela, says the Gemara, this is the halacha. What is koiveya at the end of a meal? Not moving the table away, and not moving the food away, and not washing your hands with oil, but Mayim Achroinim Vaser. You know that one? Mayim Achroinim Vaser. Yeah.
We share our mouths if you don't do that.
Mayim Achroinim Chayva. Not everybody's so makpid.
No, a lot of people don't.
Especially.
A lot of people don't. They share our mouths if they don't do that.
No, because we're talking about if the meal is over. Rashi says we're talking about I might have said that by mistake on the 8-minute videos. If I did, erase. I have to look it over. Okay, good. So I was yaitz according to those. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I said both. I said an 8-minute like this and like that. Yeah. What could we take out from this sugi for us? Once we wash my machroinim, it's usher to talk whatsoever. It's mamish usher to talk. Because once you wash your hands, teichef l'netil sedayim for my machroinim, immediately afterwards comes Birkas Hamazon without talking. There's a shaila if you're allowed to eat, you have to make another bracha in between. But talking certainly is usher. But that has nothing, well, it's already too late, no? You already ate. Okay, within that, so going back to the halacha, and by the way, in benching itself, in the bracha itself, it says in Shulchan Aruch, you shouldn't if you don't have to. Shouldn't make a joke out of it. Oh, salt, because it says, I learned in the Gemara, they're allowed to say salt. L'chatchila, you shouldn't. If you have to, and it's a tzarech gadol, then you do. Amar Baya. And another one. Af anu noimar. Teichev l'talmidei chachamim bracha. Right after you have a Talmud Chacham in your house, if you invite a Talmud Chacham over for a meal, you give him, you mahana him, what happens? Bracha, you'll see a bracha in your house, you'll have parnasa, etc. Shenemar. Vayivarcheni Hashem biglalecha. Because of you, I have a bracha. Shenemar vayivarch Hashem es beis hamitzri biglal Yosef. Because of Yosef, the house was blessed. So like some of the TV shows, whatever. When I was younger, they have giveaways. Like you sit in the audience, and all of a sudden, cars for everybody. That kind of thing. Today, Baruch Hashem, we have a giveaway much, much more chashuv than a car. I even mentioned, I think it was yesterday, the day before, Rabbi Pessin. Rabbi Pessin lives 100 feet away. He's a person that learns 22 hours a day or something. His wife told me he only sleeps 2 or 3 hours a night. I hope he's not watching this. The Kitzer, so he comes out with a sefer every 2 months. Some of them are this thick. So he's mahana da olam with his latest kuntras, zgulas leparnasa. If you guys want to be rich, here, each guy gets a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway now. Give this out.
Oh, wait, there's more.
That's the... Here, give this out. You know what? You can give it out.
It would have been very funny if Yeshua gave out a bathing suit.
No. If Yeshua would have given the brownies after this,
Get a job in here.
Find a job. Anyway, do not invite Rabbi Pessin. He already has a bunch of people that invited him for the next few weeks. Anyway, Zakti Gemara, Ibai Seima. We said that. Says the Mishnah. Yeah, it's good. See if you find this Gemara in there. I didn't look it up yet. I'm sure. This gul is for Parnasa. Says the Mishnah, Berach al hayayin shelifnei hamozayin, poter sayayin shelachar hamozayin. The way it worked in those days, and by the way, it seems from this sugya, they really knew how to throw a party. They knew how to do it. They knew how to eat. They had 3 courses at least. They had this appetizer course, fish, and a little this, like an appetizer, before the meal even started, and that went with a glass of wine, with some wine. Then they had wine in the middle of the Suda, and that was more to soak the food in your body, like we had with the hot dog guy. So you drink it and the food soaks in there. And then they had, after the meal, meaning the main course, they had a main course, forget about the main course. After the main course, they had another appetizer, more like a kisnin. That's where the kisnin came in. Another cup of wine, or who knows how much. Says the Mishnah, Berach al hayayin shelifnei hamozayin, if you made a bracha on the cup of wine before the Suda, poter sayayin shelachar hamozayin. The Gemara describes this as the meal of Shabbos and Yontif, special occasions where there's a lot of wine going on, not so much a weekday lunch. Berach al parperes shelifnei hamozayin, if he made a bracha on this hors d'oeuvre kind of thing, this snack that you have before the meal, Potter parperes shlachar mazayin. So you made a mezainis on this parperes, so you don't have to make a mezainis again on the kisnin that you're going to be eating after not the birkas hamazon, after the food in the meal. Berach al pas, Potter parperes. If you make a bracha on hamoitzi, on the bread, Potter parperes. So the mezainis is already included in the hamoitzi. Al parperes, and if you say a mezainis, like Potter pas, it's not good enough for bread. Now remember this Bishama, because the Gemara is going to discuss him, what exactly they mean. It's not even moitzi a gdeira. Gdeira is porridge, the oatmeal thing. So the bracha is not good enough. So the Gemara is going to discuss if he's talking about the reish or the seifa. If they're sitting upright like we are right now, then one does not have the right to be mitzi other people in the meal. Hesebu, once they lean, Rabbi Schoenberg sent me this in an email because I was actually telling my chavrusa, I wish I had an artist that could, we were discussing yesterday about artists, I got a few emails already and I actually spoke to Nathan Farber, you guys saw his art, incredible art on the daf, you guys should check it out, I'll send you the link, if it's not on our WhatsApp group, it should be. Every daf, incredible stuff, he's a great artist, spoke to him for a very long time, called him up, hi, my name, I know who you are, yeah, the 8-minute daf thing, yeah. I'd love to work with you, I just don't have enough time, v'chulu, v'chulu. Anyways, some other people reached out that maybe they want to draw. No. This is from 100 years ago. There's 100 years ago describing a book that's 100 years old, describing the... His art is very modern. Fine. Avi's back. Welcome back, Avi Kamiansky. Anyway. Talking about a Baal Shem, you come and Hillel leaves. The brothers, one comes. It's crazy. We can't get any of you all together. What's a Shabbos? You can be a together with Eli, all three brothers. Fine. What do you see here? Basically, this is how they used to hang out on their couches. You don't really see them leaning that much, but this is very important. This hookah thing going on here. I believe it's a hookah because I see the pipe going out here. And this, it's mentioned. The Mishnah is actually going to discuss this hookah, I believe, somewhat. Says the Mishnah. So listen to this. If they're all sitting around, look at them. They're all hanging out, leaning, and this and that. Then one can make a bracha for the other. But they need a seva. So Rabbi say, what about us on the Shabbos table? Nobody does the seva. So how in the world do I make kiddush for my whole family? And I'm mitzvah for my whole family. The Mishnah says, says Taisvus that in our days that there's no seva. So sitting upright by the table, that's our kvios and that's how we sit. As long as we're around the table. Fine.
My kids are on the couch after pulling off the couch. Now they're machmir.
The machmir, they come to... Okay. What about Havdalah? So if you're gronik, you sit. But a lot of people stand around, and standing is not a kvios. A minute, but you're not kavua. You have to be kavua. So Tosfos says, and we'll see soon. Since, but why is that the minhag?
Just like the minhag is to sit, not to do a saber, so the minhag by Havdalah is to stand. That's
okay,
that's the minhag.
But you're asking if everybody is walking,
No, but if
even if that's the minhag, even that's the minhag. Fine. Says the Mishnah, Bolem yain b'toich hamazon. What? Oh, the other point in this picture. What, this guy right over here? But that's a big removal. I was thinking about a little, TV dinner table kind of thing. You just, what? This was taken away. Okay, fine.
The next picture, the table's gone.
Anyways, next, we're holding Daf Mem Beis Amud Beis. Bolem yain b'toich hamazon. If the wine came in the middle of the Suda, there, you cannot be yaitze from somebody else. Why? As the Gemara is going to describe, because people are in the middle of swallowing and they're concentrating on their eating. They're not paying attention. Which also reminds me of another halacha. Like if you're making kiddush and your kids are kibitzing one with the other and they're signaling and they're on the couch, it doesn't really work. Kiddush doesn't work for that kind of person. Kiddush is you have to concentrate on what that person is saying. I try to tell it to my family a couple of years ago, whatever. But I'm not allowed to talk about my family anymore. No, my family, I mean the extended, the archim. I can't make fun of my archim anymore. But once the meal is over and I bring it in, I bring in wine, one person makes a bracha for everybody. So the third wine, that's the achar hamazon, after the main course, what's this mugmar? Oh, so that's mugmar basically. You take this incense and you put it on coals, and it goes up in smoke, and the smoke smells really good. Not exactly this, but it's some sort of besamim. And the minhag was to make a bracha on the besamim. Who makes the bracha on the besamim? The person that makes the bracha for everybody else, he makes the bracha on the besamim as well. Even though the Berachos hamazon is over, that same guy makes the bracha. And the Gemara is going to discuss it. This whole thing that I can be moitzi everybody else, or I'm yaitza with my wine, 1 cup, I'm yaitza for everything else, all my other cups, is only on Shabbos and Yontif. Again, I make one bracha on a cup of wine at the beginning of the meal. I'm yotze all cups. Only on Shabbos and Yontif. Why? Since I know it's coming. I know that I'm going to have another cup of wine. So Memela, my bracha that I made now works on that. Again, it got disappeared. Hey, Abdambi, you have to give me something else here. I thought I started out the shir with it. It just likes to disappear on me. Is it on the floor here? No. Oh, somehow it's stuck here. Thank you. But on a regular weekday, he never had in mind that he's going to have a second cup. So once you don't have in mind, you have to make another bracha on it. Right? The same thing. He adds, when a person is really weak and needs a lot of wine, he knows he's going to drink 3-4 cups of wine. One cup, a bracha on one, is mighty everything else. Says the Gemara story, Rabbi Bar Mori Iklal Bei Rabbi Bechol. He went to Rabbi's house. Chazi the Baruch Lefnei Hamazon, v'Hod Baruch La'achar Hamazon. He made 2 brachas. V'Hod Baruch La'achar Hamazon. Omar Le Yishar B'chein Omar Yeshua ben Levi. Omar Rabbi Yisrael Bar Yosef Iklal Bei Abaya B'Yom Tov. He's on Yontav. So, but what happened was, on the weekday, you have to make a bracha for each and every cup. That's Rabbi Shmuel Levi. But what about Yontif? You make one bracha, you yotze everything. So how come Rabbi Yitzchak, Bar Yosef, Iklal, Abaya, Yontif, Chazi, the Baruch, HaKakasa, V'Kasa? On Shabbos, you make one bracha. Why did Abaya make a bracha on every cup? That's enough. One bracha. Abaya says, I'm not the type of guy that drinks 3 cups of wine. I drink one. So happens to be that today I decided to add another cup. But when I made my first bracha, I didn't have in mind. Therefore, even on Shabbos and Yontif, that kind of person has to make a bracha on every cup. If wine comes in the middle of the meal, what's the question? It's very possible that the bracha I make on a cup in the middle of the Suda is a different type of bracha. It's a different type of wine, it's a different type of drinking. If it's a different type of drinking, then it's a different type of bracha. I can't be yotze from one to the other. The Gemara explains. At the end of the day, I'm drinking wine. What difference does it make what it's for? But as I explained in the beginning, why do you drink wine in the middle of the Suda? Not to just enjoy yourself. It's to digest the food. It sits there and soaks the food up. Aval hacha. Perhaps the zel lishtois, the zel lishrois, one is to soak, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. So there's a whole series of halachas here. Rav says it's okay, the middle one patters the last one. Drinking is drinking, it doesn't matter what it's for. Rav Nachman poiter, Rav Sheish Sama any poiter. Rav Huna, Rav Yehuda, v'chol tamid the Rav Amri any poiter. Eis v'Rav Nachman, Rav asks his Rebbe, yeah. Okay, so they discuss it. That's how, all of them got together and they ganged up on the Rebbe. So Rabbi asks, what about, it seems from the Mishnah, what's the order here? They brought wine, and each one makes a bracha. Great. So Rav understands that it's continuing. There's wine in the middle of the meal, and there's wine at the end of the meal, but it's the same story. So they brought wine in the middle of the meal, the guy made a bracha. Then they bring wine at the end of the meal, the guy makes another bracha. So you see, you have to make another bracha after the wine in the middle of the meal doesn't part to the wine for the end of the meal. So what's the obvious answer? It's 2 separate stories. One story is where they brought wine in the middle of the meal and he made a bracha. Fine. Another situation happened that they brought the wine at the end of the meal. And at the end of the meal you have to make a bracha. But if Lu Yitzuyur, they brought wine in the middle of the meal, and then they brought wine at the end of the meal, the wine in the middle of the meal will pater. We have no raya from our Mishnah. Says the Gemara. Is there any other chart here? No, guess not. Berach ala pas, poter sapar peres, ala par peres le poter sapas. So if I make a hamoitzi, it takes away the obligation to make the mezainis. Al paperes loy potes apas. But if I make a mezainis, then that's not good enough for my hamoitzi. V'sham oirim afli ma'isek deru. Even if you eat a bowl of oatmeal, it's not going to work. Yibarlu. V'sham areisha pligi or dima seifa pligi. What's the problem? Areisha pligi. What's the pshat? The komatana kamo berach al apas potes apaperes. The first part of the Mishnah is that if I make a bracha on bread, then I don't have to make a bracha on the parperes. And you can infer from that the kolchki maisik der, and certainly on a bowl of oatmeal, on porridge, call whatever you want. Why? Because that's a mazin. It's not stam a joke. It's not a snack. This is real food. So the bracha that I made on the pas, that's to fill me, to satiate me, certainly goes on the porridge.
What is paperos?
I kind of try to avoid it. I don't have a great touch. It's like a appetizer / cake, and at one point Rashi says it's kisnin. At the end of the meal it's kisnin. In the beginning of the meal it's fish, like an appetizer. Herring, interesting. Herring, he says. Okay. Mazeh. I need an article for the art school on that word. What is the Hebrew article called parperes? Don't tell me he says parperes is parperes. And what do you guys have in the Mesifta? What's a good word? I don't have a good word for it. What?
Appetizer.
I know, but you need an art scroll for that word. But what? What is it? It's the mezainis, it's shahakol. Okay.
It's not the bracha, not necessarily. It's the thing. The thing is, it could be like a mini knish, is it not? Like a little one of these, you know what?
What? Yeah. Any food that's eaten in a meal with bread. Okay. Vazo b'shamin l'meimar, come to b'shamin, they argue. Loi mi'boy parperes loi patru pas. Not only is the parperes not good enough of a bracha for bread, even oatmeal, it can't. Even though oatmeal is mezainis, it can't be moitzi it. Oidilma, no. Maybe Beishami arguing something else. Aseifa pligi. Diktani beirach ala parperes loy potar sapas. If he made a bracha on the peripheral, what the peripheral, on the parperes, on the side dishes, loy potar sapas, because that's a moitzi. Pasu the loy potar, ava maisik dera potar. So I could think that yes, my mezainis is not good enough for bread, but my mezainis is good enough for oatmeal. Come Bisham and say no, it's not good enough for oatmeal. It's only good enough for the side dish. Teiku. So it says in the Mishnah they have to be leaning, and if they're not leaning, one cannot be moitzi the other person. Heseibu in. Interesting, they bring up the point that it's mefurish in the Mishnah. There's no need to make a diuk. It actually says these words in the Mishnah. Fine. Heseibu in, lo yeseibu loy. Tosis asks the kasha. V'riminu. Asar shahoyu holchem baderech. Ava pi shekulam oichlem mikikor echad. 10 people are on their way. They're traveling. Kol echad v'echad mevarach la'atzmoi. Yashvu le'echad. Av pi shekol echad v'echad oichlem mikikoroi. Echad mevarach l'kulam. If they're traveling, each one should make a bracha on their own sandwich. But if they sit down, they come to the gas station and they sit down by the table there, then one person makes a bracha for everybody. But it says, it doesn't mention anything about leaning. They just sit down. They're traveling. They don't have their couches. They don't travel with their beds. So if you look at Rashi, very interesting Rashi I thought, because he says 3 words to describe this. B'duch plan, they say they all decide together, we're going to eat in this place. B'makim b'leinu, we're going to make a pit stop right over there. The kavule mitchila, they decided to begin with, initially before they even started out, they said we're going to stop over there. Mitchila makoim b'dibur, by saying it, ve'etza, v'hazmana. B'kitzer, a lot of arichos here in Rashi. The point is there was hazmana. They would convey a place. Have a kvios, that sets the place. Okay? He's saying that's a kvios. Everybody knows that you get together. But over there it says yashvu. It's not such a great raya because they're all sitting, it says. They just happen to plop down in a place. It happens to be, I'm just thinking now aloud. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Exactly. By us in Passaic and in the Mir, we didn't make zimun, even though we all sat at the same table, but my chavruso learned the chevron, said in chevron they did do zimun. By us, we were all like brothers with each other. We sat there, we didn't know anybody, we didn't talk to anybody, so there was really not a... all shmul. And you guys did zimun? Where? In the Mir? And he's saying in the Mir not. The kids are different yeshivas, different places. Even in the same... If you sit with the same guy, that says, okay, fine. I don't know, in the Mir you could actually sit with the same guys there then?
Yeah.
There was different shifts, the first and the second.
Well, same table.
What?
Same shift.
3 more lines, 4 more minutes. All right. Each yeshiva, I see within the yeshivas themselves, the machlok is what to do. But that's the thing. If the bottom line is, if people get together and say, we're going to sit down at this and this table every day, and it seems like you have to make a zima. All right, going down, says the Gemara, Rav was nifter. As Lutalmido Basrei, they went to the Levaya. Kehadri, when they came back, Amri, Nezel, V'nechol Lachma, this is what Rashi says. They said, let's sit down and eat. Where? In a certain place, on a Har Danak, Dank, whatever, the Dank, on the Danik River, on the kids are on the river, we're going to sit and eat, we're going to have a nice picnic. Basa de Karchi Yasvi, become a bayalo. Oh, what does Karchi Yasvi mean? They ate the bread, they didn't make a sandwich. They ate it, become a bayalo, and they asked, what should we do? Hasevu dafkotnan. Does it mean that we have to lean? And we didn't lean. Avayashruloi, and we're sitting up. Perhaps because we made a hazmana, we're keveya makoim. That's enough. We don't have to lean. They didn't know the answer. It was a very sad time for them because they realized right then and there they're lost. All of a sudden, it's a minute after the levaya and they don't know what's flying. He took a shirt and flipped it around. And then he repeated the kriya because of this new tsar that they realized what's going on. Omar, noch nafshi de Rav. Rav was nifter. Birkas mezayin legamrina. We can't even say birkas hamazayin. What's going to be? Adasa usaba, as the Rishonim always say, Taisus always says that it usually means Eliyahu Hanavi. Ramalu masnisin abraisi, he asked in this contradiction. You have all these people sitting, they're on the way, and they sit down, and it seems like sitting is enough to be mighty everybody else. V'shanilu, and the answer is, Kivin da amri nezav v'neichol lachma b'duch plan, kesevudami. You don't have to lean. And that's what Taisus says in our days. We're kaveh suda at the table. You don't have to lean. Motzi Shabbos, 7:15. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Happy birthday, Menachem.